Hello, tarot lovers, crystal enthusiasts, and collectors of beautiful vintage metaphysical treasures. Today, I'm excited to share with you the Tarot of Gemstones and Crystals, a fascinating vintage tarot deck published by AGM Müller in 1996, with artwork by Helmut G. Hofmann. This is the original 1996 edition, and the deck I'm showing you today is complete, previously owned, and in like-new condition. And it also includes the original instruction booklet. So let's take a closer look at this beautiful and unusual deck and discover what makes it so interesting for tarot and crystal collectors. The first thing that makes this deck so special is right there in the name. This is a meeting of two fascinating metaphysical traditions, tarot and gemstones. Instead of looking at tarot symbolism on its own, this deck invites you to explore the connection between the traditional tarot archetypes and the symbolic qualities traditionally associated with gemstones and crystals. So when you're working with a card, you have another layer of imagery and meaning to explore. It's a really interesting concept for anyone who loves both tarot and crystals. And this isn't simply a crystal oracle deck. You have the complete traditional 78 tarot card structure, including the 22 Major Arcana and 56 Minor Arcana. The four suits are represented as cups, swords, wands, and coins. So this deck can be used for full tarot readings and traditional tarot spreads. That makes it particularly appealing to tarot readers who want something a little different while still having a familiar structure to work with. And here's something that makes this especially interesting for collectors. This is the original 1996 AGM Müller edition. That means you're looking at a genuine vintage deck from the 1990s, a fascinating period in the history of tarot and metaphysical publishing, when interest in tarot, crystals, gemstones, and New Age spirituality was becoming increasingly popular. For collectors, the age and original edition are part of the charm. This isn't a modern deck made to look vintage. This is genuinely a 1996 edition, giving it that wonderfully vintage character. The original instruction booklet is also included, which is always a lovely bonus when you're collecting vintage tarot decks. The booklet provides information to help you understand the deck and explore its system of tarot and gemstone correspondence. So you're not simply getting a beautiful collection of cards, you also have the accompanying guide to help you get started and learn more about the deck. And having the complete deck together with its original booklet makes this a more complete and desirable package for collectors. Now, one of my favorite things about this deck is the way it brings together two layers of symbolism. When you look at a card, you're not just looking at a tarot archetype. You're also invited to consider the gemstone associated with that card. So you can approach your reading from the traditional tarot perspective and then explore what the gemstone symbolism adds to the picture. It's almost like having two symbolic languages speaking to each other. For anyone who enjoys intuitive reading, meditation, crystal lore, or simply exploring symbolism, that gives you plenty here to discover. And I think this is also a wonderful crossover collectible. This deck could appeal to a tarot collector, but also to someone who collects crystal and gemstone themed decks, vintage metaphysical books, divination tools, or unusual esoteric publications. It's one of those decks that sits right at the intersection of several different collector interests. And that's part of what makes it such a fun find. There's also something really enjoyable about simply taking your time and looking through the cards. When you're familiar with the traditional tarot, it's fascinating to see how the imagery of the cards is combined with the world of gemstones and crystals. You can look closely at the different stones, explore their traditional associations, and think about how those associations interact with the tarot archetypes. It's a deck that encourages you to slow down and explore and make your own connections. And I think that's exactly what makes a good collectible tarot deck so enjoyable. This particular copy is previously owned, but in like new condition. The cards have been carefully preserved, making this a wonderful opportunity for someone looking for a vintage deck in exceptionally nice condition. And as you can see from the flip through, there is a lot to explore in the artwork and the gemstone imagery. Whether you're an experienced tarot reader, a crystal enthusiast, or a collector of vintage metaphysical treasures, the Tarot of Gemstones and Crystals is a truly distinctive deck. It brings together the rich archetypal world of tarot with the fascinating symbolic traditions surrounding gemstones and crystals. And because this is the original 1996 AGM Müller edition, complete with its original booklet and in like new condition, it's a particularly lovely piece for a vintage tarot collection. Thank you so much for joining me for this flip through. I hope you've enjoyed exploring the Tarot of Gemstones and Crystals with me, and perhaps you've discovered a new deck to add to your collection. Happy tarot reading, happy crystal exploring, and happy collecting!